to the final episode in the current series of Let's Play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 with me, Shawn Sanbrooke, here on the Theme Park Worldwide YouTube channel. So here we are in our Pirates themed area, what we did last week. Just a little recap for anybody that maybe didn't see the episode and stuff, and just so we can see what we've done. I mean, you look at that, it looks great. I'm really pleased with it, and it's probably my favourite area on the park actually, in terms of it's just nice and compact. Obviously there's 4 attractions in there which have been named thanks to you guys on the comments below. Well, actually, I'll tell you the name for the area first before we sort of go through the names of the attractions. Thanks to Owen Evans Music, the area is called Black Flag Bay. I really like this. You know, it's quite a dark sort of area, like it's been taken over, which is what I wanted, which is great. Names wise, what have we got then? So for our splash boats, we got a fantastic name, Escape from Treasure Island. So I think that sort of fits really well. Of course, Treasure Island can be a sort of sub-area inside the main area, which I really like. So Black Flag Bay featuring Treasure Island is sort of the tagline underneath, which I really like. Our swinging inverted ship just over here, that's also got a name. It's Tempest. I really like that. I think that fits really well. So thanks to Greg Hudson for that one. As you can probably tell by the names, I've not actually changed them over yet, so I'll make sure I do that in this game as well. Also, another name that we've got is the Black Pearl, which is our pirate ship. That's thanks to Game Master James. So that's the Black Pearl. I might actually recolour that. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to recolour that to black, just so it sort of fits with the name. There we go. That's better. So we've got the Black Pearl, which is our pirate ship. And then finally, the signature ride in this area, the Launch Coaster, which seems to be doing quite well in terms of people riding it. We're going to call that, fantastic name, also from Game Master James, and he's called this Blackbeard's Revenge. Really good fitting name for it, and I think that works really well. So as I mentioned last week, the rating was starting to drop a little bit. As soon as I finished recording the Let's Play, I realised that at the other side of the park, we actually had a bit of a blockage with people. So I've cleared that up now. It was literally just needed a no entry sign put in on one of the exits to our ride. Just over it, I'll show you actually what I mean. So over here, literally there was not a no entry sign there, so it meant that there was a lot of lagging going on around here, and there was probably about 150 people starting to lag in this corner, which was causing problems. So what I did, I installed the no entry, and then the rating now has shot back up, and you actually see, if I just show you this here, there you go. So the rating was right down here because of this lagging issue. It obviously got really bad here, and then bam, the rating's gone right back up and right to the top. We cleaned all the footpaths and stuff, and now it's sort of holding around the 880 mark, which is great. So we're going to start off then in this area. So as I said, we're going to put this castle in. It's going to be like the castle's been taken over by pirates. So that's the pirate section of it. This is going to be more the medieval castle style. I asked you what sort of attractions I thought I should put in here, and what we've not already got. Obviously we've got a lot inside this park already, but what I've decided we're going to go for in this area, we're going to go for a nice family coaster, an inverted hairpin coaster we're going to go for. The reason I'm putting this in, it's going to be an indoor ride and an outdoor ride, similar to the splash boats up in our main pirates area, or as I should be calling it, Black Flag Bay. But yeah, we're going to go for this. And then also around our castle, which is going to sort of sit somewhere around here, we're going to put like a go-karts going around the back of that as well, like a petrol go-kart attraction. Of course, as always, throughout these 10 episodes, we're not going to go with Hawk's Nest or the prefab ride that you can get. We're going to build a custom design. I haven't really thought about a layout really for this one. We're going to be pretty much going with the flow with this. So let's get started. I don't build these that often. So I'm going to put my station here, which is going to be inside this castle. I'm thinking with this, it's going to be a bit like, imagine Harry Potter Forbidden Journey style. There we go. So it's great to see so many of you have enjoyed this series. A big shout out to Matt Turner and Becky Carter as well, who like watching it. Big fans, secret fans who I work with. They really enjoyed this series. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And of course, this won't be the last time you're going to see Roller Coaster Tycoon on this channel. I took a risk when I did this. I didn't know how well it was going to go down, what people were going to think to it, and it's paid off taking that risk because everyone's really loved this series. It's become a staple part of Theme Park Worldwide now, and that's something what we're going to look into. Of course, this is the last episode of this current series, but for all you die-hard fans out there who've loved this, then don't worry, because you're going to be seeing this game back on the channel again soon. Of course, we've got Theme Park Worldwide, the show, which is going to be launching in just a couple of weeks' time on Wednesday the 24th of February. But pretty much in the next couple of months, you're going to see a Roller Coaster Tycoon Let's Play coming on again. It'll probably be another Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, but this time we'll have a closer look at the expansion packs and also a little look at a program called Open RCT2, which is being developed. So we'll take a sort of a closer look at that maybe as well. So you can see with this layout, I'm just sort of taking it down and up quite a bit here. It's going to be this section here, I'm imagining inside a bit of a building. Sort of imagine there's all sorts of theming and stuff around here. So yeah, don't worry, like I say, this series has got to end. Well, the part's finished at the end of the day, so this series will end, but it isn't going to be long before we've got another RCT. I know you've all loved it, and I've really enjoyed it making them as well. It's been great. Of course, with this ride here, I don't want to make it too boring, but I also don't want to make it too intense either. So it's going to have quite a bit of speed coming around here. It's come down from 45 and now down at 25, so it's going to have quite a bit of speed. So we're going to drop it down there and then lift it back up. A little spin over this lake. I'm not sure how this is going to run, so could be one that's going to need quite a few modifications, this possibly. I teased a little bit last week about where we're going to be visiting this year on Theme Park Worldwide. And a lot of you have been speculating, I noticed, down in the comments below. Obviously, just before I record this episode, I always look at the comments down below. A few have been speculating on where we're going this year. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give these guys a treat. As you've all pretty much followed this whole series, you've all spent near enough 10 hours, if not a little bit more of your time over the past 2 months over winter, watching this series. I'm going to give them a little bit of a hint. Well, more of a hint. I'm going to tell you basically a couple of places that we're going to go. How does that sound? So I'm going to get onto that in a second. A couple of places that we're going to be visiting this year. Layout wise, we're looking not too bad there. Send it back up. Lots of ups and downs on this one. Down this lake. Okay, spin that round. Blackout ones that hasn't been fixed. Ooh, check where your mechanics are and consider organising them better. Oh dear. It's good to see the ratings sort of back up. Of course, that's going to pretty much keep going up and down now with litter, and the park's getting busy. I mean, the green arrow's on. We've got 2,660 guests currently inside the park. It's good to see so many of you have been inspired with watching this series as well, to actually go out there and do some more RCT yourself. Obviously, RCT is a great game. I love it. As I've said, I'm a massive fan of all the series, but this is definitely my favourite one. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. As much as I do enjoy playing it, I just don't play it that as much as I probably should do. Really. There we go. I find this a lot more realistic. I think that's my problem. There we go. Right, let's have a little look at this. So, 2 cars. Well, that's clearly not good enough. So, the reason we've only got 2 cars, it's obviously we're in a continuous circuit block section mode. So, we're going to put that in continuous circuit. We should get 12 cars. There we go. If I had the sound actually turned on for the game, you'll see if you build one of these, they make a horrible noise, these ones. There we go. Speed that lift up a little bit. So obviously lift your chain speed from 4 to 6. There we go. It's coming off there quite a nice speed. They do build up speed quite quickly, these ones. So there we go. It's really a nice speed. Like I say, it's not a thrill coaster. It's more of a family. Going to be some theming around it and stuff to look at. I like that. It's running good. This is obviously going to build up quite a bit here. There we go. I think that's carrying the speed really well, actually. It's a shame you can't get like, well, a few people commented actually saying put a wing coaster in. I would have definitely done a wing coaster around here. I've done a medieval style wing coaster before. That's it, a bit of airtime. There we go, that looks quite good. I'm pleased with that. Let's have a look at the ratings. But yeah, I've done a wing coaster theme to medieval before, and it looked really, really good. It's a shame that you can't actually do them officially in the game. How I did one before, a lot of you are probably thinking, what I did, I actually downloaded like a pack what someone had made to have a wing coaster in, and as much as it looked good, obviously it wasn't from the official RCT series, so I was a little bit skeptical using it. There we go. To avoid lagging issues, we're going to make sure these rides are connected. It's only a small area, we're going to make sure they're connected up to this little bit of pathway here. So in terms of without riding the attractions, there won't really be that much pathway to sort of walk around in this area. There we go. Pleased with that. Track colour for this one. Going to go with this nice sort of peachy colour. And ooh, I'm not sure about the grey supports. Black supports maybe? Brown support? No, I reckon black supports put up against this sort of castle's going to look good. We haven't got the excitement rating yet. And then we'll go for grey. Black. Grey and white. Yeah, that looks good running around. So we're going to think about this medieval castle. Instead of using the brown, we're going to use the grey. There we go. That's looking good. I'm going to put a no entry sign on that path. Just to block off. We're going to use the classical style because I think that pretty much fits in well with the medieval area. I mean, like a banner. You'd imagine a medieval area to have sort of flags and stuff. Still haven't got the excitement rating, but what have we got? We've got a max speed of 27 miles an hour. Perfect for a family coaster. Ride time 1 minute 12 seconds. Not massively long, but not massively short. G's 2.14. That is an ideal family coaster. So I'm going to start theming. As I know it's not going to be too intense. Looking at that, you know, you can tell it's running at a nice speed. We'll start theming it. I'll speed you up. Then we'll move on to our go-kart attraction. Looks nice though, that. Good family ride. And of course I'm going to give you our first sort of release of where we're going to be going this year in a second as well. So I'll speed you up and then I'll tell you a bit about what we're going to be going to this year. Ooh, leaving on a bit of a cliffhanger there. Let's go. So as you can see, I've completed the theming on the inverted hairpin coaster. I mean, that looks good. I'm really pleased with that. Obviously we've gone for the grey style castle theming. We've got this little lake. Like I say, I wanted it to be like a little village area. So this sort of acts as a bit of a courtyard in a way. As in you've got all the little villagers who live over here in these little tents and little houses. And then you've got the main castle, which is just here. I mean, this castle hasn't been sort of taken over by pirates like this one is sort of over here. But yeah, I think it works really well. These two areas are going to sort of blend into each other really, really well. So as I mentioned before I did the theming on that ride, we're going to go for something else for the families in this area. We're going to go for a go-karts attraction. Castle carts there would look brilliant, I must admit. We could fit that in right there and it would look great. But we're not going to do it, we're going to build a custom design, of course, but it will look quite similar to that in a way, because obviously this castle's nowhere near finished over here. And then over here I'm going to be really clever with the theming. I'm going to start blending in this sort of castle theming, not this start of a ride, like I'm shaking around like a madman, in with this castle. And then around here you're sort of going to have a couple of entertainers, some of our entertainment team, and they're going to be sort of reenacting a bit of a battle between the two of them, which would be quite cool. This here is going to be a good long layout as these rides get really popular. Sometimes I might even build a little tip for you if you're building these go-karts. I might even build two of them. So we're going to keep that closed until this one's done. But yeah, build two of them next to each other sometimes. It can increase the throughputs. Actually, just while I'm talking about increasing the throughputs, Mountain Expedition, if we have a little look, is actually performing a little bit better now. There it is, £160 an hour. It might have broken down the second awaiting mechanics, but it's actually had people on. Money's starting to come in. We've actually got that back in the profit now, which is good. Right. I'm going to send it around sort of this way. There's going to be a lot of half-built walls and stuff around this side. Send that back up. These, you know, you don't want them to be too long, the layout, obviously for throughput reasons, but obviously they take up quite a lot of space if you want to make them look good. There we go. And that back round. Final stretch. Like so, and then a couple more station platforms. There we go. So I'm going to put the entrance there because I'm going to send it around the back. We know these things get long queues, so I'm going to do a bit of a interesting entrance. I mean, 7 go-karts, that's not too bad, and we'll set it to 2 laps instead of 3. Again, all about increasing that throughput on this one. So yeah, I'm going to do a like nice interactive sort of queue line. So I'll send it down here, obviously raising my queue line up. Just give it a bit of variety, send it back down then up again. There we go. Like I said, we you know how popular these things get, so I'm gonna give it even more queue line. This is all going to be themed into the castle, which should be quite good. Look really nice. There we go, and then we'll send it back over here to the top. That works really well there because you're literally bordering on the other themed area. That is a long queue line. I would not want to wait that long, but you'll see, you know, these things do get busy. As soon as that opens, people will come flooding in for that. Right, thinking a little bit about theming then for this one. As I mentioned, I want to make sure it blends in really well with the area just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of these higher walls. I'm going to bring them in like so, and then bam, straight into a lower wall. I'm going to raise my land sort of around it. And then put the wall back in. So like that sort of style. There we go. The only problem when you place land sometimes and it deletes what you've put. If you've put it on that exact square, when you moderate the land, it'll delete it. There you go. That's sort of the gist of where we're going down with this one now. A bit of a takeover sort of happening now. Don't know why that's blue. Oh yeah, because I was colouring in the tents. So then here, like sort of block that entrance, and you sort of see where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to blend the areas together, like so it doesn't look. I don't want it to look messy, but I want it to look, you know, I want people to be able to tell that it's being blended in. We'll go with the go-karts in like a grey as well. We're going to do a similar style wall. We'll put a couple of toilet blocks and stuff in there. Maybe put a couple of houses on the borderline here. Right, and then I can start theming the detail of this. So literally quite simple if you want to cover your queue line up. Just put walls all the way around it like that. Might look a bit bad down the bottom, but what you want to do there is get that in. And get a small one on top. Should be able to squeeze that in. There we go. Says. Maybe I'm just looking at that, so that's what we want. And then we can sort of block that in round to the side. Make it, it's like a little tunnel underneath then. What we'll actually do there is we'll raise up the wall so that bit obviously looks a bit different to the side, and to make that obviously look the same, I'm going to build it on that square there. That looks good. Pleased with that. Obviously repeat that on this side. Just to make sure that we've got the continuity. Little bits just there. There we go. Looks nice. That's just like a little walkway, sort of over the ride. Looks really good. We'll do something similar on this side as well. I was going to go with one tower. I don't want too much sort of the brown building, as it starts looking a bit too similar to our actual pirate themed area. Tree wise, we're going to be putting quite a lot of trees and stuff around here, blocking it in quite a bit, because we don't want it to be really exposed. There we go, and then I'm going to go back to my standard castle wall, so you can sort of see just little subtle hints there, making it blend in. You can tell now that something's clearly happening, some sort of takeover's happening. But like I say, you'll have your actors down here who are going to be sort of doing that, and they're going to be doing the storytelling with this one. There we go. Looks good, that. So I'm just putting some castle wall around the edge, just to make that look even better now. I normally build these in futuristic or space sort of themed areas normally, so a bit different theme one to castles. Like I say, the preset one's obviously done to castles in the game. Castle carts. I love some of these generic Roller Coaster Tycoon names. So funny. Right, I'm going to speed you up again in a second, but first, before I do, I'm just going to tell you another, well, I'm going to reveal the first part that we're officially going to this year. So, as you know, there's a lot of exciting theme park developments opening throughout this year. Theme Park Worldwide has always been well known for getting out there, sometimes on the opening day, sometimes literally just after it's opened, and going out there for new stuff. So this year is going to be no different. The first set of parks and our biggest trip of the year this year is going to be, of course, I can confirm to you now, a return to Orlando, where there's a lot of new developments going on. We're going to be spending a long time out there. We're going to be there for 18 days, and that's going to be our Theme Park Worldwide mega trip of this year. Over to Orlando. We're going to be joined over there by Chris as well. He's going to be there with us in the vlogs, which is going to be great. And it's going to be 18 days of vlogs and laughs, and it's going to be really, really good. Of course, we're going to be heading to Universal Orlando Resort and staying in the brand new hotel, Lowe's Sapphire Falls, which is currently still a construction site. You know, it sort of was very interesting to know. I'm going to put a couple of food outlets in just here. So yeah, we're going to be spending a week at Universal in their brand new hotel. And reviewing that. Of course, we'll be doing vlogs from the park and also the hotel, which is going to be great. Along with that, we're going to be heading to SeaWorld in Orlando. We're going to be there to, of course, see the brand new ride, which is Mako, a B&M hypercoaster. It's 200 foot tall. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to ride that. No, my love for Shambhala and any hypercoaster, I might take the mick out of Silver Star sometimes, but it's still a really good ride. I still do enjoy it and love the hypers. And Mako looks great. The track looks stunning. Obviously, it's like a bluey purple, and it's going to be great to go and see. So obviously, you'll be able to cover that on the channel. Of course, whilst we're staying at Universal, we're going to be going to these other parks, as we're going to be having 10 days in Walt Disney World. We're going to be staying on site on the resort at Walt Disney World. Of course, we'll show you some footage of our hotel. We're going to be staying in the All-Star Movies, which is going to be good. And of course, we'll have vlogs from all the parks and all the new stuff there as well, like the Rivers of Light at the Animal Kingdom. We're going to be taking a closer look at that. The Frozen Dart Ride, which has been put into World Showcase in the Norway area. Some fantastic stuff at Walt Disney World. We're taking a look at the construction, what's currently taking place. Of course, Hollywood Studios is pretty much closed at the moment, as construction takes place on the brand new Toy Story Land and also Star Wars Land. It's taking place there, so we're taking a closer look at that. Of course, seeing all that new stuff. I mean, Rivers of Light is the main draw for me. That gets me excited. I love nighttime spectaculars at the Disney parks, and I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. That's something that I really cannot wait to see. Of course, going back to Universal, they have got something absolutely awesome opening. It's King Kong, a massive new dart ride, and that's opening this summer as well. So we're going to be out there for that. And sort of seeing all of it. It's going to be great. We're going to be reviewing it, and of course we'll be there outside that beautiful new facade at King Kong, letting you know all about that. It's in Islands of Adventure, so it's going to be good. It's also Chris's first time to all the Florida parks, so it's going to be great to capture his first reactions in the vlogs, what he thinks to it. What does he think? I'm just going to save the game, excuse me, I'm getting excited here. What does he think to all the parks out there? Obviously I gave you my opinions, well, it will be 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago now, when I was out there in September 2014. But what does Chris think to it all over there? So it's going to be really interesting to see what he makes of it all and stuff like that. It's going to be really good. We're also going to be going down to Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay, and we're going to be going and seeing their brand new ride. It's a new style max spinning coaster known as Cobra's Curse. So we're going to see that. We'll be on ride, we'll be having some reviews, and of course vlog from the park as well. Along with that, we'll be at Fun Spot. We'll also go and see, obviously, when I was there in 2014 in September, they were building the new Merlin attraction. So you got the Orlando Eye, Madame Tussauds, Sea Life. We'll go and check that out. And all round, it's going to be a fantastic trip. So we're going to be doing all the parks, and that's going to be in late September 2016, the end of September, going into October. And of course, we'll be there as well for the start of our Halloween celebrations. So it's going to be fantastic. We're going to be at Halloween Horror Nights as well. It's going to be really good to come on the channel. It's going to be pretty much like we did in 2014, where instead of me being on my own and meeting up with a couple of my American friends and stuff, or staff at Walt Disney World, we're going to be, or should that be cast members rather, we're going to be sort of with Chris. It's going to be a really nice trip, and we're going to get to see it all as well. You never know, there might even be a couple more TPW vlog stars who've booked onto it by then. That many names, vlog stars, but for now it's just me and Chris at the moment. But it's going to be a fantastic trip, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you guys here on the channel. So late September for that one. Right, I'm going to speed up while I finish the theming round here, and then we'll come back, put a couple more bits in this area, finish it off, have a look around the park, and sort of end the episode. But before that, I'll also reveal one more park that I'm going to confirm to you that we're going to this year. So I'll speed you up, and I'll see you in a second. So there we go, this area is pretty much complete. I mean, look at the go-karts, it looks really, really good. It's also got a name now. It's called Castle Race. The reason I've called it Castle Race is obviously it's a go-kart track round a castle, so it's a castle race. But also there's another meaning to that, because obviously this castle, known as Birkendale Castle, this whole area is just known as Birkendale Village. Basically, Birkendale's been taken over by pirates gradually, and there's a bit of a race to see how quick they can take it over. So I thought that's a bit of a subtle meaning for that attraction as well. But look at it from a few different angles. It looks nice. I mean, you know, it's a castle basically. I decided against putting any of this ride inside, apart from the station. I thought it'd be quite nice to sort of have it flying over the castle instead of being inside, and also sort of flying over this lake, a bit like Arthur at Europa Park. Sort of comes out. But there we go. So I've named this, of course, Journey of Birkendale Castle. So that's sort of a journey flying above it. All that's left then now is this little sort of square, if you want to call it a square, pretty much a square, of the park. I mean, you look at the past 10 episodes, what we've done at this park. I'm going to zoom out, I'm just going to have a closer look. I mean, look at that. That there is Greenwood Springs. And it's just crazy to think way back in episode 1, when we were right back over here and we put in the log flume and the wooden coaster. You know, how crazy this park was going to become. I mean, now it's running, guests are loving it. I mean, look at the queues. Look at that, you know. Redwood River Falls is a really successful ride. Same with Timber Run. This whole park is successful. We've got a green arrow on the gas, that keeps going up. Money keeps going up. We're making £3,000 a week, which obviously in real terms that wouldn't be great, but in terms of this game, that's fantastic. The park rating is staying around the 800 mark, sometimes a bit higher, sometimes below. But you look around this park, and this is the emotional bit now, as we're literally about to put in the last parts of this park, which is going to be a few food outlets just here. You know, who'd have thought? You've all pretty much been here for 10 episodes. I'm sure all of you have been here for 10 episodes, sort of watching this. Remember my balloon tip to see how people are flying around the park? I mentioned a few episodes back. Literally put a balloon stand in, because this is a castle themed area. If I put that grey, then I know that the guests walking around the park with a grey balloon have been inside Birkendale Village. You know, it's all the little things you can do in RCT to make it even better. Of course, can't forget them sunglasses, get them in there. But this is quite emotional, the fact that it's the last sort of part of this park. You know, it's sad when you think about it. I'm going to put another info kiosk in, info kiosk number 11. And I like putting them on corners as well for some reason, just sort of, you know, people can access it from 2 points then. Yeah, it's always quite sad when you get to the last part of a park. I've spun that around way too many times. You know, it really is, but it's been the end of an adventure, and like I said at the start of this episode, there's going to be a lot more of this style video on Theme Park Worldwide. Of course, we've got this year 2 massive new roller coaster simulation games that are launching, Planet Coaster and Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Here on the channel, I'm going to be covering both of those. Of course, I'll get onto a Let's Play, but as soon as it's been released, as soon as the game's out, literally the week for each of them, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to do a video and sort of going to go through some of the features, what I've found with the game in the first sort of few hours playing it, and then probably the week after, when I've got used to the game more, I'll do a Let's Play for you guys on both of those, for Planet Coaster and Roller Coaster Tycoon World. They haven't really said when they're going to be coming out yet. All they've said is this year. Of course, Roller Coaster Tycoon World was delayed, but of course that's something what we're going to be covering here on the channel as well. So it's not just going to be, you know, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. We're going to be going into that. We might even look into some Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 at some point. But I can see that there'll definitely be another Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 series before there will a 3 series. And that's because I want to now do a park with the expansions. And I might, if you sort of comment below on this video with your ideas for another theme park that I could do, theming wise. I mean, this series is going to launch, I put that on the wrong bit. This series is going to launch sometime in the next couple of months, next few months, maybe when the parks have reopened again and stuff, we're getting the adrenaline fix. But yeah, comment below what I could do. Obviously, if you know the expansion packs well, you'll know that you can get a proper Chinese theming instead of just the pagodas and stuff which I've used in this park. You can do that. Maybe we could do a worldwide theme park, something, maybe a large version of World Showcase, maybe have a massive lake with attractions all the way around it. Of course, I'll do some other rides that I've not done in this part, like a hyper coaster, you know, a flying coaster, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's all ideas. So, like I say, it might be the end of this RCT2 for now, but there is so much to come. This is literally the start. I look at it, instead of getting sad about it, or look at it as it's the start of something new. You know, it's a massive new development. This is the end of this one, but a new one will be starting. But that is officially the park complete in terms of land. Yes, there is quite a lot of trees in this park that I could take out for more rides, but I'm not gonna. I mean, look at that, it looks fantastic. Like I say, I like putting the trees around the park because it really sort of shows off each area really. I mean, you can look at each area in more detail. Obviously we did this a bit of a combination area. Of course we had the sort of the happy side to China, then you go sort of through the Great Wall and through to this undiscovered city with all ruins on the hillside. That area is fantastic. Of course the mine train and the tubs, you know, they look great next to each other. Two fantastic rides. Of course Pete Reed's Rattler and obviously Gold Rush as well. Two other great rides. Of course we did all this back in episode 1. You know, Redwood River Falls, fantastic, 92 people riding that. Timber Run, 38 people on it. I mean, Timber Run, it's got that much of a good throughput that it never really gets that much of a queue. It always just keeps running, but all the trains that leave that station are all full. A later addition to this area, of course, was Redwood Mining Co, a fantastic mine train. Of course, Old Rusty, I love that name, still one of my favourites. Right back here in episode 1 when we did this whole entrance area. You know, it was great to finally put the entrance to this park in. It's just quite emotional looking back over it all now. I mean, it's crazy to think that 10 episodes later the park is done and we're on this final area. Of course we did the Pirates area in the last episode. Before that we did this whole sort of Rome themed area. I mean, it looks fantastic. I love the Roman theme. A lot of people have said this is the best coaster in the park. And I do think it's fantastic as well. I mean, this coaster is fantastic. It really works with the area. Of course, having the junior coaster next to it as well. The Quest of Fontus, 37 people on Acropolis right now as well. So we had a large dart ride. Not ended up being one of the most popular rides here. It's only got 18 people on it, but still it shows what you can do with scenery. If we take scenery away and look at this park, look at that, you know, it's a completely different place without scenery. Our dive coaster, we put that in sort of halfway through, and this has worked out really well for us actually. Krakatoa, 16 people on ride. It's one of our less popular of the major coasters, but it's still doing well and it's still making a big profit, which is great to see. Of course, the bobsleigh. I didn't think this was going to go that well. It didn't seem to be that popular. However, it has had quite a lot of people on it. If we have a look, it's made £15,000 in profit, which is quite a lot. I think lowering the admission price on that is probably a good idea now. We're going to take that down to £3 just to get people riding it more. The cable car, again, you know, it's got 8 people on it now. It wasn't doing very well. We did put this pathway going up the side back up to this top area. The whole idea with this originally was going to be an exclusive area, and to get onto Pagoda you had to go on the cable car to get up there. However, Pagoda's doing well, taking quite a lot of money. Of course, our inverted coaster, 38 people on Blackout. This is really good. It's probably my favourite terrain coaster in the park. It really works well with the whole sort of ruined China feel. I love all these buildings and I love how the sort of train blends in with it all. I mean, it looks great. Look at it going round. You can tell I'm getting emotional now as we're getting towards the end. So the total of this cost, to build this park in Roller Coaster Tycoon, it cost around $460,000. Since we've opened, I've obviously paid quite a bit of that loan off. But there's no reds going on here. Money-wise, ride tickets, we're taking 13, 14, 14,000. We're having record-breaking years here, which is great. The park value's up. We did our objective to build 10 rides. Of course, we got that, which was good. There we go. Congratulations, you've achieved your objective with a company value of 145. Yeah, it's great to see. But look at this, the more that loan that gets paid off as well. I'll keep playing this part for years to come. But look at this, the profit's really coming in, which is great. Let's have a little look at the sort of rides then. Of course, we've got our 2 new attractions, so I think it's probably a good time to open them up. And we'll head over there and see how they're doing. But if we look at the most popular rides, what have we got? The guest favourite ride, Timber Run, of course the Log Flume Mountain Dragon, fantastic ride. Aquapolis, Pete Rouge Rattler, Escape from Treasure Island. We've got some fantastic rides that have been put in, and it's great to see that the guests aren't just like in the older stuff or the newer stuff. There's a really good mix. Our least favourite ride, we can't really count them two, as obviously they're just open, but Spiral Hedges, no one wants the maze. To be fair, I can see why, especially when you've got all these other attractions in the park. It's fantastic to see. In terms of satisfaction, breakdowns and stuff, there's been quite a few breakdowns at the park, but we've got quite a good sort of satisfaction going on. The lowest one that we've got is the rowing boats, which has got 0% satisfaction, which isn't very good at all. Sometimes they do get stuck and stuff out there. As you can see, one got run around the back, so they tend to try to sort of stay too long on the ride when they shouldn't be. In terms of profit, we like the profit. Everything, there you go, is doing well up there. We've got 4 rides down here which don't seem to be doing very well, which is of course the 2 rides that we've just opened, the Carousel and Lions Roar. So with Lions Roar, let's decrease the admission price down to £3.50. Same with the Gallopers Carousel, let's get that down to £1. The more rides you build in the park, of course there's more variety for people, which means some things don't get as exciting. So hopefully that'll improve those. Queue times across the park, 16 minutes, which is actually a hell of a lot. Again, that's for the rowing boats. There you go, see people are just making it round back in there now. Quite interesting to sort of watch that. Redwood River Fall for a log flume to have a 16-minute queue. In reality, that's about 160 minutes probably. Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, look at it, the park is absolutely fantastic. We also named some more staff just as well. So we've got Jake Parker, of course, he was our sort of regular last time. He's still in the park. We've got Adam Moss, Max Films, Jack Armstrong, Ewan, Barnaby Gent, Roller Coaster Central, Katie Williams, Steve Komar, of course that guy who does funny stuff, Chloe Smith, it's a bit strobe in there, a bit of lightning, Lazing Creeper 12 in there as well. So thank you to all of you that have interacted throughout this series. Of course, it's been great to have you help with this park. I mean, we look at it now, look at the new area that's just gone in, people coming down here, the go-karts, seems to be doing quite well. Junior Birkendale Castle again, 10 people on it. That pretty much sums up this episode. Like I say, a massive thank you to all of you for helping create this park. Yes, I might have been doing the building of this park, but it's been great to have you here. 21 hours worth of gameplay, of course, including the sped up footage. Every year sort of represents an hour in gameplay. I mean, we look at this now, we look back at all the fantastic episodes and the memories created in this park. It is thanks to all of you, the subscribers, the viewers of Theme Park Worldwide, for helping make it what it is today. Of course, a big thank you to all of my special guests throughout the series as well for coming on. You've been fantastic. You really have. It was great to have people on. Of course, it was more sort of early episodes into the mid sort of the episodes. But it was great to have special guests on. That's definitely something we'll do again in the future. But I look at that and I'm proud of that because it is one of the best parks I've ever built in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. You look at it from sort of this height up, it works so well. You've got all these main areas. What have you got? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 themed areas within this park. Each a little bit different. We've got some major rides, stuff that appeals for thrill seekers, for families, and this is a part that I'll continue to play. You look at it from all different angles as well. It looks good wherever you look at it from. It's not just it looks good from the one angle, it looks good all the way around. That's probably my favourite angle because obviously you see Acropolis at the back, which looks huge. But look at that, right back from when we did the landscape, right back to opening the park, and of course where we stand today. A successful park, making money, lots of guests coming in, and a fantastic park rating. That is it for the Roller Coaster Tycoon Let's Play. I'm getting quite emotional, guys. I know it's only been a short series compared to something like the show, which runs all year, but it's been 10 fantastic episodes and 10 that I've really enjoyed bringing to you guys here on the channel. Of course, thank you very much for watching. I did say earlier on that I'm going to reveal one final part that we're going to this year. Well, I say one final part. another park that we're going to be visiting this year. Of course, I revealed earlier we're going to be going to Orlando. Second part that I'm going to reveal to you, we're going to be going for Taron at Phantasialand, a fantastic new roller coaster from Intamin, multi-launch. It looks amazing, looks fantastic. We're going to be out there for that. So in this episode, I've also confirmed to you two of our fantastic trips. This year's mega trip will be Orlando, with new attractions such as Frozen, King Kong, Mako, Cobra's Curse, the brand new hotel at Universal, and so much more as well that we didn't cover last time, so it's going to be good. And of course, Taron for Phantasialand. In terms of other trips, they're going to be announced sort of over the next couple of months in the show. And there's not going to be one massive video revealing it all this year. As it's our birthday, I thought we're going to have to give a bit of a birthday surprise to all of you guys. So we're going to be revealing the parks as we go, which is going to make it really exciting. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at ThemeParkWW for all the latest updates on what parks we're going to be going to. Tune into Theme Park Worldwide, the show, which will be online every Wednesday throughout the year, bringing you the latest theme park news and interactive sections. And it starts from the 24th, which is in a couple of weeks' time. Of course, we've got our 5 other unique videos coming to the channel over the next few weeks. We've got a video based on my top 10 favourite rides, something that a lot of you have asked for. Shawn's top 10, which will be good, looking at both dark rides, water rides, and of course roller coasters as well. Along with that, we've got our travel and tips video about how to get to some of the best parks in Europe, and so much more coming to the channel as well. That is it for Let's Play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I'll be back with another Let's Play video in a couple of months' time here on the channel. Tune in on the 24th of February for the brand new series of the show. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all the special guests. Thanks to all the viewers and subscribers. Subscribe to Theme Park Worldwide for the latest videos. We've got new on-ride videos coming online pretty much every day, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to breathe, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys. That's it from Greenwood Springs.